Well, hello, my YouTube friends. So basically, this powder, for my purposes, it sucks. um, I don't know why I bought it. I think I remember buying it because I had 2 pounds of it. And a couple years now, it's been a while, I bought 8 pounds of assorted powders from Midway. And they were only allowing like a max of 2 pounds of each type. So I bought a bunch of powder, and this was one of the ones I bought. I don't know why. Okay, it's an extruded powder. Now, an extrusion, not really sure how to describe it other than to say like spaghetti is an extrusion. And so it's made up of little tiny rods. If you can see those. Turn some light on. I don't know if that helps. And it's a slower burning powder. All right, all the powders have a burn rate, a relative burn rate, and slower burning powders are generally for the Magnum calibers. Although I couldn't tell really what niche this 4064 is supposed to fill. So what's going on here? So as you know, I'm loading up. Okay, I got some ammo there and 150 over there. So I'm in the process of loading up 3,000 rounds. And so I was getting bored with just, 55 grain full metal jacket. And I was checking my inventory, and I got some 63 grainers and some 55 grain soft points, I think. Right, I got down here, I got a supply of 55 grain full metal jacket. So I was checking so I have this Lyman, and it's 49th edition. It has a copyright date of 2008, I believe. Yeah, up here. So it's pretty old, I guess. Pretty old. But what you'll see here, so let's see here. So the rifle calibers, here's the 22 calibers. So you just find your, 223 Remington, and you can see it has like all these tables, right? And each table has an assortment of powders with this recommended starting load of powder, with a particular bullet. And then it'll have, like the velocity from a 24-inch test barrel. Okay, so I'll show you this chart. I made these 2 charts to demonstrate this 4064, why it's so horrible. Okay, now, those charts I just showed you in the book, they're not listed from fastest velocity, highest velocity to lowest. They're listed in the rate of the burn rate of the powder. So I redid it just based on the velocity, I say like recommended velocity or the test velocity based on their recommended starting load of powder. So the fastest one with the 55 grain out of a 24-inch barrel is Hogden H335, and the starting load gives you over 3,100 feet per second with the 55 grain. So that thing's moving. All right, now all of these I've used, and I've been using a bunch of X-Terminator. I'll show you all the empty ones in a different video. I've used all of these Accurate arms. And if you look way down here, here's the IMR 4064. Out of 14 published loads, it's third from the bottom as far as velocity with the starting powder charge. And so that's one of the reasons this 4064 sucks. So I was wondering maybe how does it look with the 69 grain. Now with the test barrel, 20-inch barrel, AR-15 type barrel. And again, so with the 69 grain, the fastest starting load, starting charge of powder. I don't know who makes this, RX-15, but these Accurate Arms, 2230, I've used both of those in the past. 2460, I've used that in the past. And this time, the IMR 4064, it's the slowest velocity with the recommended starting powder charge. And even with the max charge, it's still slow. And so, like I said, I don't know what niche this is supposed to fill. And I looked at, in this Lyman, I looked at some of the heavier, like here's the 32 caliber, and, there's the 44 for a rifle, 4570. It's not listed, right? You don't see IMR. That's an old, but anyway, another problem with it, because of its extruded nature, its extruded design. So with this right here, well, I can't do it now because I don't have a case right here. If I just take this little tray thing and just dump it in here real fast, sometimes it'll pile up and it won't go down. Some of it will go down, but not all of it, because the hole is very small. I don't even know if a 22 will fit through. So let's drop one of these 55 grain. Yeah, it went through. There it is right there. So then what happens to me, so it doesn't go down, or only a little bit of it, right? So that's up right here. Okay, so got this right here, got a case right there, it's up. I just dumped the tray. Not all of it goes down, some of it hangs up in there. Then I lower this. When I turn this, that jostles it enough for all of it to fall out and go all over like you see here. And that's happened. This is the second time that's happened. It just happened a few minutes ago. So I got to take a break and clean this up. I got to vacuum all this area up, get it cleaned up. So I figured I would film this video real quick. And I won't ever buy this 4064 again. That's, I don't know what recommended cartridge it would work best in. So, all right, my friends, I'll get back to you when I've loaded 500 or at some point. You folks have a good day.